So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Chill Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I ask you this question before we get to the review. What is the best thing to come out of Pittsburgh? Is it the Steelers? Maybe. Is it the Primanti Brothers sandwiches? Fuck no, overrated. Is it Code Orange? I would say a hell fucking yeah. And this is their last album, Underneath, which came out in 2020. And this actually was my album of the year for that year. And now, Code Orange are back with their new album, The Above. And what can I tell you about this album? They're continuing mixing genres on what they did on Underneath. So they're mixing industrial metal with grunge, with obviously hardcore, which is their main musical background, and a lot of electronics. And what they create is a very unique sound. They're a band that really do take risks, and I always enjoy bands that think outside the box and are willing to experiment. And Code Orange does fucking that on The Above. To me, yeah, this is 14 tracks, 53 minutes, and this is an album that you really have to get into. I had it on repeat. I've listened to this album now like 5 times. I had listened to the singles, but I really wanted to listen to it a couple of times before I could talk about it, because I wanted to immerse myself in the sound of The Above. So first of all, the singles were great. The first single that they put out, I think it was Grooming My Replacement, and that one really sounds like very Code Orange. It's very aggressive, in your face, with a lot of like breakdowns and electronics, with the frantic guitar. So it was a great track to follow Underneath and to have as a first single. I really enjoyed the franticness of it, but to be fair, I think all the musicians in this band are talented. But let's talk about a little bit about Reba Myers, their bass player, and also she sings on a lot of the tracks. I think she is the perfect weapon that this band has to be different from other bands in this genre. She can sing, she can play a mean bass, and also when she sings like the grungier stuff and that type of things with Code Orange, I actually enjoy the songs that she sings the more. For example, the song Snapshot, Reba Myers there sounds like Shirley Manson from Garbage. See, I have visual aids. I'm sorry, I don't put those pictures. I'm like, oh, there's something there. No, I have real fucking live visual aids. And yes, she does sound like Shirley Manson on that track. Snapshot is a great track. Even the electronics that they use reminded me of the band Garbage, and I love Garbage, the band, obviously. And that song also incorporates like a lot of like hardcore elements into it. So that's something very impressive about that track. And on that one, Reba Myers is singing the fullest. And then you have tracks that she sings. That was another single called Mirror, and Mirror is like a more ballady type of thing. That one kind of reminded me, like it could have been like a Smashing Pumpkins track, or like bands like Hum, Failure, because it's more slower and spacey. And again, Reba Myers sounds great in it. Not to take away from the other people in the band, because they're way talented musicians. And the other singer, he's great when he's in the aggressive stuff. But I don't know, when he duets with Reba, I think it's pure magic for me. A track that was a single, and I think it's really interesting, is Take Shape. And it features Billy Corgan and Code Orange. You had me at Billy Corgan. I just saw Billy Corgan there, and the fanboy in me is like, Billy Corgan, I love the Smashing Pumpkins, so I wonder what he's gonna bring to the table. And this track is very industrial sounding with some electronics, and it's more commercial sounding in some ways. Like, this is a song that can be played on radio, and it's not as aggressive on other things on this album. But when Billy Corgan comes in, he's just in there like for 25 seconds, and he gives like a line like, show yourself, tell me who you are, something like that. And it's just pure. I'm telling you, Billy sounded great. And it was the icing on the cake for this track for me. So yeah, that's a great song. But to me, the best song on the album, hands down, is The Mask of Sanity Sleeps. That track fucking kicks ass. You know, it's such a great, it's like a very like grungy and aggressive grungy type of track. I like when they go like The Mask of Sanity Sleeps. It's just so good. I am thinking of like a mashup of Nine Inch Nails with some like a little bit of Alice in Chains, like just sparkling in there, and some other like alternative rock bands from the 90s, and also aggressive as fuck sometimes. So a little bit of Helmet too. And I think that track has everything that this band is capable of. It's just an amazing track. I thought the first two tracks were kind of slower, so at the beginning I was like, I wasn't getting into them that much. And in the third track with Take Shape is when it really picks up for me. Even though Never Far Apart and Theater of Cruelty, they have their aggressive side, but Never Far Apart is like almost like spacey, kind of shoegazy at times, if you will. But you know, it's interesting. They really experiment on this. Then you have like aggressive tracks with electronics, like a drone opting out of the hive, I Fly, and that Reba again, great, takes on the vocal duties front end. Then you have Splinter the Soul, The Game. It's just the aggression keeps on mounting. But yeah, other songs like Circle Through, that one really sounds that's the most grungy sounding track on the album. And I love it because it has some great guitars, which really reminds me of a lot of grunge from the 90s, especially that Seattle sound, but with some electronics in there. So there you go. And the best line that I think is on the album is in the song But a Dream, because it says, there's a line on the song where it says that free will is but a dream. And I'm like, fuck, that is a great line. Because when you think of it, I kind of reminded me of that Avenged Sevenfold, life is but a dream, but free will. Like, let's just think about that for a second. Do we have free will, or are we, or is it like in our heads? So I think what they did with that song is great. And there's parts of the song that are very dreamy, and I think it works with what they're trying to do on that track. And they end the album with The Above. The Above starts more electronic, more Nine Inch Nails vibes, if you will. But then, you know, the aggression picks up, and you know, it's a great album closer. So in conclusion, The Above by Code Orange is a superb fucking record. If you are fans of their more earlier hardcore and you're like, no, why can't they keep it like hardcore? Why do they keep adding some shit? Then this won't be for you. But if you love Underneath, this is the continuation of that. Is it better than this album? Time will tell for me, because this was my album of the year in 2020. So what do you think about The Above by Code Orange? Do you like Code Orange? Do you think that what they're doing is like something like that is unique? Or are you like that guy that's like, no, I don't fucking like it when they experiment. Go back to what they did in the first album. So if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like, and do not forget to subscribe. I have more content on the way. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you, and good night.